The president could not have been clearer in his articulation of this administration's position, nor could I have been clearer and continued to be so, which is the border is closed.
Well, that's Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas doubling down on President Biden's message that the border is closed, as you heard him say. Mayorkas defended the administration's immigration policies and their handling of the border crisis as the country grapples with the largest surge of illegal immigrants crossing in decades, as reported. Texas Congressman Brian Babin traveled to the U.S.-Mexico border this week. He joins us now with a much different account than what we're hearing here. Mayorkas saying that border is closed. Do you believe that, sir?
Absolutely not. That border is anything but closed, Sean. It's incredible that the gentleman could make a statement like that with a straight face. I've been to the border. I was in the Rio Grande Valley sector about 5 weeks ago, and then of course just came back from the El Paso area yesterday, and I can tell you this border is not closed. It's wide open. The policies of this administration and Mr. Mayorkas in particular are egregious, and they have endangered not only the American people but the migrants themselves. The landowners, the stakeholders, the Border Patrol, the authorities that are trying to guard this border have been placed in danger as well, on multiple levels. I can just tell you that.
On that congressional delegation that you were part of visiting the border, visiting El Paso, were you denied access to a Drug Enforcement Administration facility there? Why was that? What happened?
We were definitely denied. There were 13 of us representing 11 different districts, 11 different states from across this country. And we had 3 appropriators and we had 10 authorizers. And incredibly, the Department of Justice would not allow us to come into the El Paso Intelligence Center, which is the facility that gathers information and data on what's going on at the border in this particular region, the El Paso sector. And so all I'm left to say, and we took this all the way, Sean, to the White House, and we were turned down. We had been working with them for weeks to see if we could make this happen. It did not happen. We're just left to think, what is it that they don't want us to see? What are they simply wanting to keep the public from seeing? We're representatives of the American people, and quite frankly, we have Article 1 constitutional authority over this particular system, our facility, and the American people need to get answers to what's going on at the border. And quite frankly, with the terrible border crisis that we have, the number of drugs that are coming across, the DEA, this is a DEA facility among others. Yeah. And that I can tell you the DEA agents are doing a wonderful job. They're interdicting drugs by the ton, literally. But now that we've got drugs that are, the drug interdictions and seizures are way up, we have questions. Why is this happening? Is it because of Biden's border policies? And you can just use your imagination. They don't want us to see this. And we went down there with a lot of questions, and we left with more questions and with no answers.
Same here. I have so many questions for you. I'm wondering what they said to you. Why did they say no? Did they give you an explanation of why you couldn't tour that facility or what you could not see and why?
They told us that there was a personnel problem. They had to have more preparation work. They said that we could possibly come in the fall. There was a lot of malarkey as far as I'm concerned, because the previous administration absolutely allowed us to come in and have a great tour of the El Paso Intelligence Center about, it was several years ago during the Trump administration. Yeah. And it's a wonderful facility. There's a lot of intel, there's strategy, and they know what's going on there. I can only surmise they don't want us to see that things are much, much worse than meets the eye. And quite frankly, you said it, maybe it was Emma that said it at the beginning. We don't want to, the information that is being put out there by the mainstream media is not happening. If it wasn't for you, Newsmax, and maybe a few others, the American people would have no information at all on what's going on at the border. And it's a disaster, a crisis. I can tell you a lot of other things as well.
And all we're doing is asking questions, and that's really the job of it, right? The last thing I wanted to get to you is, obviously, you represent several constituents there, but also the ranchers. Did you speak with local ranchers there? Did you speak with longtime residents that live there on the border, that work there on the border? Because these policies are impacting them as well.
There's no question about it. We met with a bunch of them. We talked to not only the ranchers, we talked to farmers, we talked to stakeholders and people that live on the border, and just incredible stories of their encounters with just literally dozens and hundreds of migrants just freely walking and traversing their properties, leaving gates open, destroying fields and leaving pollution behind, and finding dead bodies, and individuals are begging for help that have been abandoned by the cartels. Because let's face it, the cartels are the ones that are in de facto control of our border now because of the Biden policies. They've reversed all these great policies of President Trump, and it has created this monster. I feel for our Border Patrol, the ICE agents, the people who are down there on the front lines, because they absolutely are bearing the brunt of this. It's just like the same thing the Democrats are doing to our police departments, wanting to defund our police departments and wondering why crime is increasing in our cities and towns, wondering why we're having record numbers of immigrants coming across, which is going to bankrupt America, endanger us with crime and public health. Even terrorists on the terrorist watch list have been encountered coming over. Okay. 350,000 of them in just the last 2 months of illegals coming across. It's just incredible, Sean.
The numbers continue to rise. And Congressman Brian Babin just got back from the border visiting there. As you said, now more questions than answers. But we'll bring you back, Congressman. Thanks so much for your time. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.